Oh my goodness, Tyler. What the heck is that? I don't know if it's better if I zoom out or zoom in on this. Whoa! Wow! It's like shooting little sonar waves or something. Do do do, do do do. That's gotta be some government shit going on here. Either that or it's some beautiful alien technology.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. Well, you probably saw this. If you live on the West Coast, in California, Mexico, there have been thousands upon thousands of people over the past few hours looking up to the skies, seeing something that really did look kind of freaky if you've never seen it before. And there have been other UFO so-called research channels blasting videos of this footage out, claiming that it's some sort of massive UFO event that is being covered up. And likewise, I've been getting a ton of emails and videos of it with people wondering just what it was. And so many of you are probably wondering why I hadn't posted a video, and that's because when I first saw it, and I saw it being posted on these other channels, I knew exactly what it was and that there would be no need to post about it because we've seen this so many times over the years. This is not a UFO event. This is actually a SpaceX missile test that was launched from the Vandenberg Air Force Base in Santa Barbara, California. And so here I'm showing you some different clips that have been emailed to me, and while I do agree, these things do look creepy, especially if you've never seen one of these rocket launches before. I knew what it was just because I remember when these launches first started hitting the web years ago, and back then people were freaked out, and even I didn't know what they were, and so there was a big community discussion. And finally, after a little bit of research, and after they started to publicly announce these tests, and you could actually watch them from the moment they launched, you see all of the different stages, we knew what they were. And so that's kind of why I was apprehensive about posting a video about this, and why I was wondering why these other seasoned UFO research channels were posting multiple videos of this when we have seen this stuff 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And what you're seeing here is the vapor, or the trails being left by it. We're seeing different stages, the separation stages of the rockets, which will look like these smaller glowing things breaking off. But that's what you're seeing, this big glowing cloud that is being left in the wake of the rocket itself. And so while beautiful, and while I understand the excitement over something like this, because it indeed does look like a UFO, it's like nothing you've ever seen in the skies, and most people haven't, it is something natural. I assure you guys there is no cover-up going on. They launch numerous tests like this every single year, sometimes over the West Coast near California and Mexico, other times out of Florida. And the footage is always the same, and you can see images and footage like this from other countries that have done similar tests. And so, I wanted to post a quick video, not just about this, but definitely wanted to touch on it, and to let you guys know the real truth of what we're seeing here, so you guys aren't freaked out, and that you're not getting incorrect information. And I do understand, again, if you've never seen something like this, along with all of the news lately about the government admitting to these secret UFO programs and new footage coming to light, it's a lot to take in. And while we're on the subject of that, I have some real news for you guys, which is that one of the pilots of a recent piece of UFO footage that was released by the government, you guys know it, I've posted it multiple times, has come out and publicly spoken about this sighting on a well-known cable news network. And so this US Navy pilot who actually chased the UFO you're seeing in this footage recently went on and spoke about the event. So without further ado, I will play you that clip here and we'll talk more in just a second.
UFOs have been the stuff of conspiracy theorists for decades, often mocked for talking about it, but maybe they shouldn't be mocked. Commander David FRAVOR spent 18 years as a naval aviator, a pilot. In 2004, he had an unforgettable encounter with an aircraft he said was defying the laws of physics. Former Commander FRAVOR joins us tonight. Thanks a lot for coming on tonight. Tell us what you saw.
Well, we had launched on a routine training mission. When we joined up, we were told that the event was going to be canceled, and that we had real-world tasking, and we were sent out to the west. Now, take in mind that this has taken place about 100 miles southwest of San Diego, between San Diego and Ensenada, Mexico.
Yep.
On a clear, perfect day, blue waters. We get out to the spot where they tell us it's at. We start looking around. And both airplanes see a disturbance in the water and a white 40-foot long tic-tac shaped object just hovering above the water, going forward, back, left, right. There's no rotor wash, there's no wings, nothing. So as we drive around in a clockwise flow, we get to about the 9 o'clock position, and I said, well, I'm going to go down and check it out, and the other jet is going to stay high. So as we go down, when we get to the 12 o'clock position, it starts to mirror us. So it's in a clockwise flow, and it's on the opposite side of the circle from us. And we continue this. It's in a climb. We're in a descent. We're getting a great look at it. This whole thing takes about probably up to 5 minutes from the time we show up. I get over to the 8 o'clock position. It's at about the 2 o'clock position, and I decide I'm going to go and see what it is, and it's about 2,000 feet below me. And I cut across the circle, and as I get within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears.
What would you estimate the speed?
Oh, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off.
So from what you know about aerodynamics, mechanics, physics, should this be possible, what you saw?
Not with the technology that we have today. Not at all.
Even now, even 13 years later, is there anything that you know of capable of this kind of behavior?
No, there's nothing I know of. I mean, when we saw the video with the IR, it has no exhaust, no discernible things of anything form of propulsion. And this thing came from a dead hover over the water, just kind of moving around, to a climb up to about 12,000 feet to rapidly accelerating away in a climb, and in less than 2 seconds it was gone. And you figure you're talking 50 miles of visibility, and you can easily see an object that size easily out to 10 miles, and it just disappeared in seconds.
What would be the effects on a human pilot of the G-forces involved in that altitude change?
Well, the altitude wouldn't be bad. It would be the acceleration of the object.
That's what
right. Honestly, I wanted to fly it.
Yeah,
but, I bet. Talking to some physicists, they don't think the human body could handle that kind of force with that acceleration.
It doesn't sound like the human body could. So bottom line, what do you think this was?
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
When presumably you expressed that belief to your superiors, what did they say?
Well, actually, we caught a lot of grief getting back to the boat, and it got passed off as an event that no one could explain. Now, keep in mind, they had been tracking these for 2 weeks prior to us seeing it, and this was the first time that manned airplanes had been airborne when the objects appeared.
This feels like a really big story to me. It's not exactly clear why Vladimir Putin's more interesting than this. I think this seems like a big deal. And Commander, I appreciate your taking the time to talk to us about it. You seem sober and believable, and I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much, Tucker.
Thanks.
All right, so very, very interesting. And although, like most of the mainstream media, the host of this show seems to kind of brush it off in the beginning, I think throughout the interview, this pilot does a good job of explaining and emphasizing the importance of this mysterious craft that he had encountered, he and others, speaking about how there was a whole fleet out there, which obviously should be one of the main key points of the interview that should be taken away, which is that this is not just a singular object being spotted by these jets out there. We are talking fleets here, and that is truly amazing. So it has been simply an astonishing week full of revelations, and it truly does make you wonder what is on the horizon. Is the government finally coming out and opening up? Is this a soft disclosure? Will there be no need for my channel here pretty soon? Well, I wouldn't bet money on it, but at the very least, we do have upstanding people like this pilot who are coming out, despite the repercussions of it, and telling their stories. And for that, we thank you. So again, thank you guys for stopping by today. I want to thank you all for sending me in your footage tonight of this amazing test display over the West Coast. Keep sending in your footage, no matter what it is, we'll get to the bottom of it. And as always, I will continue to follow up on these developing stories. And one glorious day, we will get the truth. So be sure to stick around for new videos. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Go finish your Christmas wrapping, and I will see you guys back in just a bit.